Okay, so the new devlog. I have been working on Project Rancher, and everything has been going relatively okay so far. I have introduced dragon eggs as well as kobolds, and each of them have a correlation to what color they are based on the egg at start. So if I hit here, go to play, we start off with the dragon egg. It's completely randomized, and we start off with a kobold, and they will wander around aimlessly, and he will sometimes trip over and fall. It's freaking adorable. Come on, you can get up. Come on. Come on. And then he just continues on wandering. So he continues on wandering. There you go. He just keeps falling over. But here we have his dragon sibling, who is slowly growing up from hatch size. And you may not see it just yet, but the growth rate is really, really, really slow. So unless you're really up close to the dragon itself, you will not physically see the growth scale happen as it goes on. But every time I hit play, these two will be completely randomized, but they will be related to one another. So let's say if I come out of play mode here, and I click on the dragon egg, Control D, and I go to scene here so I can move it, and Control D again, just make a bunch of dragon eggs. Now currently they're all set to the same spawn time, but I'll make this kind of hectic. There we go. Now I hit play again. You can see they've completely been randomized. And each of these eggs has a corresponding matching little kobold sibling that comes with them. And with each randomization, they all also come with their own names. Since I have this maximized on play, you can't really see the names, I don't think. Yeah, no. So let's try this without maximize on play turned on. And go to game. Maximize on play turned off. Hit play. So now my headset is showing me everything. But as soon as they spawn, you can see here on this list on the left-hand side that the dragons all have their own names, and the kobolds also rename themselves at random on spawn. So each of them will have their own tags that identify them as who they are. And that is the current update included, with one small thing alongside with the eggs as they are. You'll probably noticed on one of the prior launches here, at least one of them will appear. No, not this one. So we'll relaunch again. How about now? Oh, we got one. Got one right there. Right there. We got a chromatic dragon. And with the chromatic dragon comes a chromatic kobold. Where is he? There he is. Did we get two? We got two chromatic kobolds. So we got one there. We got one over there falling over on his face. So over time, they will alter their hue, and it will match their dragon sibling. So yep, we got two. Oh, we got three. Nice. We got lucky on this one. We got three chromatic dragons. One there, and one there. And with each time I spawn an egg, The dragon and kobold are both spawned from the same egg, and they are named and they have a hatch day, or a birthday, time date set to them. So each one of them tracks when they were created, or born. And over time, if I waited 30 minutes, these guys should grow up to the next stage. So let's sit here for about 30 minutes. Alright, so now that it's been half an hour, or roughly thereof, these dragons, as you can see, have grown a little bit taller. But with the programming that I have for these dragons, they should have the ability to look at the player as you get close. But for whatever reason in the code, they don't quite have the ability to detect or set their look at target on spawn because it doesn't know that the HMD exists. And I have yet to figure out where exactly in the code that is to set that, because F-impossible or Fimpossible creations does not exactly make that easy. But I can modify that, so the next update I should have that set. And with the next update I'll also be adding a walk, run, and wander logic, just like the kobolds who seem to have run off into the ether. Oh, there's one still right over there. You kind of see a little, there he goes, a little blue one over there. Surprised. Over time, they kind of, whenever they trip and fall, they slowly dip under a little bit by like a millimeter each time they animate like that, and so they're like slowly crawling down under the island. I'll have to fix that one as well. But once I get that set up, both the dragons and the kobolds should be able to wander around the island. Oh, there's another one over there. Oh, and there's the head of another one just kind of skimming across. Rather amusing. And with the next update, from that point on, I should be able to start working on interactions between kobolds and the dragons and the player and both, with being able to pick them up when they're small enough, especially the kobolds, since the kobolds themselves will not grow up after they hatch. They are born full-sized, as opposed to the dragons where they grow normally. And each time they reach a certain period, I think I have it set to every half an hour, they reach a new age. And with the new age range, they have a new scale range to grow up into, and then they stop until the next 30 minutes passes, and then they can start growing to that next range until they reach their max scale of 1, which is actually rather tall. So with each of these set up, once I have the logic for that set up, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get designs made for the base mesh to make these guys look better, and be able to like have eyes and have them look at the player and get them to interact when you touch and like pet them on the head or whatever, or like poke their tails. Oh, there we go. They just seem to have sprouted into the next age range, and are now growing into the next 30-minute cycle. So I've timed it a little bit too slow between the 30-minute cycles, so that once their age tag has been met, they must be a minimum size requirement to start that growth cycle again. So I have yet to time that 30-minute cycle to grow, I guess, fast enough now before it hits that 30 minutes to stop that growth cycle before the next age hits. So as you just saw, they are growing over time, which is great. That's exactly what I wanted.